Hi, everyone. December 2019, Miami. Miami. You ready for this? Santa's gift to Miami is a shit ton of rain. Wow. Okay. Well, is this a mainstream publication for you guys in Miami? Miami New Times? Maybe it's not, but it is very interesting that we are now seeing an awful lot of these authority sources, the authoritative sources, cursing in their articles and on TV. That TV box, yes, Miami this week is full of rain and weather hazards. Some of these storms will be pretty nasty. You may get strong winds and tornadoes. Tornadoes in Miami. That's right. We just tell folks to stay weather aware. Okay. Just how wet is it? Seattle super soaker storm. By the numbers. Yes. Do you see the extremely low frequencies right here? These very defined lines. You know, the pie cutouts of precipitation. You can see extremely low frequencies right here, and here, and here. Oh, and you can see, wow, Mother Nature took out a ruler and said, I want to make a very straight line of clouds. Oh, and even here. So mainstream media is putting it in your face. Your weather is being controlled by man. Mother Nature does not create this. This very long, thick band of cloud, defined with defined lines. She just doesn't do it. So Seattle has had persistent rain lighting up the scoreboard. You broke records, super soaking statistics to impress your friends around the water cooler or on Facebook feeds. Oh my God. You've had rain from 11:49 a.m. Thursday. It's still going on. It's still a happening thing, with very powerful, extremely low frequency pulses right here. You can see the extremely low frequencies in this, what looks like precipitation, but it may not be, and sustained extremely low frequencies right on up here. So how are you guys doing in the western half of Washington? You a little wet? They have created another storm down here, which either this video or the next video, I will show you the nanotechnology in the Gulf, along with the nanoballoons in the Atlantic and nanoballoons in the Pacific. Oh, wait. In an awful lot of areas in the world. I don't know if you caught my nanotechnology controlling weather videos. Nanoballoons that are programmable. And all it takes is a general's command. And then they send off weather. Yes, the technology that militaries are using around the world needs to be looked into. And by the way, well, storms to bring dangerous holiday travel in South and the West Coast. Atmospheric rivers, threatening to bring landslides, flooding, heavy snow, damaging winds to the West Coast as we head into the holiday weekend. The coastlines of Washington State and Oregon are under a flood watch. Seattle and Portland You may see up to 3 to 5 inches of rainfall through Sunday. Northern California, 2 to 3 inches. Southern, about an inch. In the mountains, several feet of snow is possible. Up to 18 inches in the Sierra Nevada range. Across the country, another storm will be targeting. That's the correct term to use, targeting. You know, militaries target areas. The targeting of the South. Just in time for the holiday travel week end. Yeah, the storm will develop Friday night into Saturday in the western Gulf Coast and will move east on Sunday, bringing heavy rain for Texas, from Texas to Florida, and all of the Gulf Coast states, northern Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina will be the hardest hit, with some flooding possible. Some areas could see 3 to 5 inches of rain before that storm moves out next week. All right. Temperatures here have been, well, I think last night it was 26. It actually felt colder because it felt like you were walking through invisible ice. Yes, the air felt like ice. Very cold. Even when it was 39, 40 degrees, I should not have been feeling like I was walking through ice. So, I saw a subscriber link to this video. This scary event happened in Brazil, unseen weather happening on Earth. Okay. Brazil, I did a search, several searches, to find out if Brazil had got an awful lot of flooding just this week. I didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean they didn't.
Yeah, these Brazilians, man, they don't stop. They just go to work. Look at this guy driving a semi up to his windshield in water. His entire engine is underwater. He's driving his semi through it. Now this is what I'm talking about. Look at this gate, man. That's just pure perfection, craftsmanship there. Look at it. Holding back neck level water. And you can see it's starting to actually reach the top of the gate. And you know in the next minute or two it's going over.
Se lo llevó, ay papá.
More odd footage of animals and fish being frozen while they're in the middle of doing something. You see here one fish eating another one, frozen in the act of eating it. Some say maybe the one fish, the smaller one, was actually in a sort of thick frozen waterish area, and the other one got up into it and got stuck while trying to eat it. And then you also have this footage of a rabbit getting frozen in mid-jump while they got stuck in a fence. And then you have also a dog frozen standing upright while walking through the snow.
Can they make it freeze instantly? Yes, they can. Weather terrorists. And when I saw this, I was thinking about feeling like I was walking through invisible ice last night. And I got to one area. I was just throwing out garbage in my apartment complex, and I walked, and it was cold, but then I felt like I hit the invisible ice. Like, okay, you take one step back, and it didn't feel like that, and you take another step forward, and it did feel like that. Okay. well, you know that something is very wrong with the atmosphere when you're experiencing that. So, when I was looking for the flooding in Brazil, I sure did come across a lot of, well, let's see, earthquakes, flooding, landslides, a lot of destructive damage. Peru. Peru.
¡Se va a caer, señores! ¡Se cae encima el puente! ¡No! ¡Se acaba de caer! ¡Se lleva el puente! ¡Dios mío! Lo que acaba de pasar aquí. ¡Qué lamentable! Se desbordó.
Yep. Peru. This is also Peru. All right, well, the weather terrorists are bringing about an awful lot of destruction around the world, and a lot of people are suffering the consequences. And many places are being repeatedly hit over and over. African nations, European nations, and you gotta wonder, how many people can survive this? It's really just, it's horrific what's going on. How about an earthquake in the Philippines? I will link below to everything, and you can see the videos in full. Deadly floods and landslides hit Monroe, Santiago, province, Ecuador. Several homes were destroyed. At least one person died in a mudslide that buried his home. Severe weather has caused disruption to the drinking water supply. This doesn't stop. It does not stop. Ecuador. Well. Roads washed away. Landslides. Brazil, I did find that, well, they had a giant sinkhole taking out a lot of cars that were parked on the street. This is a big sinkhole. Ah, the soil just gave way. The soil just collapsed. Extremely low frequencies that are blasting all over the planet can make the soil collapse. Weaken the soil. Yeah. France again. Is this France? France. Southwest. Yeah. How about Italy? Parma. Again. It must be climate change. It must be climate change. Yeah, I got this comment from what appears to be a New Age religious fanatic who said that I was just, well, manifesting all of this along with you guys, my subscribers, because, well, I show no evidence. I show no evidence. That's all I've been doing for 8 years, showing evidence, but I show no evidence. Wow, man, people love their delusions, don't they? This is an interesting video, Geoengineer.org, captivating geotechnical engineering news, 2019. Goes through an awful lot of what happened in 2019 all over the world. You know, bridges collapsing, volcanoes, earthquakes. I'm not sure if I would get a copyright strike from this channel, but Sicily, Italy. Okay. Got some noise here. Alright. There's a lot more. And, you know, oh my God. This is an everyday occurrence. I don't know if you can hear it, but I sure can. The dam that broke in Texas. Mudslides, landslides, sinkholes, crap computers, massive flooding, earthquakes, and no one of those, you know, authoritative sources bother to check out the technology that man has today and is using. So they're all complicit with this destruction. Lake Superior, Michigan. Debris nearly hits a group of kayakers. Pakistan. 38 people dead. 5.8 earthquake. Pulled away from eroding cliff. Venice, Italy. Coal mine explosion in China, 15 miners dead. Oh, all of the climate changing fanatics are talking about how the United States, the Americans, have to pay reparations or pay third world countries because we have been the biggest polluter. China is. China has been for years. No one mentions China. My God, China is in the midst of constructing so many coal mines, and nobody mentions that? Isn't that interesting? Albania, causing 51 fatalities, 6.4 earthquake. About a month ago. And that's just a glimpse of what has taken place in 2019. It has been, well, to use what now is oddly a common word to describe what we're living, unprecedented. Unprecedented means rare. So now we hear unprecedented, 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 and that should beg questions. That something is taking place that's, well, unprecedented. So, get ready for the wicked weather, which will come at you by the weather terrorists that they are here creating. Let me just show you some of the nanobots that were. Let's go back to, let's go here. The 17th. Okay, I am, because of the research that I've been doing on nanotechnology, I absolutely do believe that what you see, and those of you who say get an editing program, well, guess what? You want to get me a computer that I can download an editing program on and then get the editing program, I would love it. I would love it. But here's the right angled induced by frequencies to change air masses, and where is it? All these sparkly things, I believe, are nanoballoons, dumping billions of them into the atmosphere. Nanobots. But I thought this was a pretty interesting little square develop here. No, now when I go on these sites, they are showing me new technology is being used. No, Mother Nature doesn't make a pocket of gray square in the midst of a cloud. This is not what we have seen before. We're seeing very unusual happenings on these sites now. Really? Well, it's not Mother Nature. It just ain't Mother Nature. So as they bring about more and more destruction, you know, we can't seem to get through to anybody. Really? None of this is what Mother Nature does. But the air masses have been wild. Wild. No, we didn't have little tiny blips of cloud just springing up and sparkling all over. They've loaded the planet with these things, the atmosphere. And what you now see are stagnant air masses with air masses going in every direction, air masses going faster than other air masses colliding into one another. No, none of this. This is not Mother Nature at all. I mean, just the 19th. Yesterday was quite the day on here. I actually spent, what, close to 40 minutes capturing everything that was going on. So, as you did see, here's your soaker storm, Washington. But, wow, man. Very unusual happenings. I want you to take note of what is happening. You'll see the gray fade away and another gray come. Okay, what you're looking at, and up here in Virginia, what looks like it's sparkling? Frequencies. Frequencies. Very dangerous for all of our health. This has been in the Gulf for, I'd say, about 2 days. You like this nice rectangle that develops right here? Nothing that you see here is natural. Artificial cloud, man emitting frequencies. I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but yeah. Our world is really in bad shape. And I have been hearing sirens increasing here on a daily basis. But no, I'm sorry, this is not Mother Nature. As you can see, we've got 2 air masses going. I'm gonna get off because, yes, the blower, the leaf blower, is at his work. He's. You never know when it's gonna start. You never know which day. It's always, at least 4 days a week they're blowing. The other days you can hear them working on their apartments with their machinery, their electric power tools, and their electric hammers, nailing things. So for you guys that hear that I might be a little bit, I don't know, stressed, yeah, this is hard to live every friggin' day something. What is this? Alright, I'm going to do another video when it's quieter. When it's quieter. And I just want you to take a look at what's happening here. This is a creation of nanotechnology. See all of the ripples, the frequencies, the nanotechnology, you'll see diamond shape, you'll see triangles, you'll see rectangles, you'll see perfect squares, and you do see an awful lot of what look like faces. But bizarre clouds, and then these lines that look like they have little white bulbs in them. Light bulbs that suddenly appear, and then they release vertical clouds. Vertical clouds that are in near perfect shape and spacing. Yeah, this is, I had a problem with the computer there. Okay. So what I showed you on the first video is here now, hours later on the 19th, yesterday. But look at this. Come on, guys. This is not Mother Nature creating these clouds. Really? Look at all of these little, what look like white beads. These are the nanoballoons. You can see them within the cloud. I tried to get closer. You can see them within the cloud. No! Man is creating all of these weather events. Stop believing this horse shit about climate change. Because boy, are we getting destroyed as people believe the lies about climate change. None of this. If you zoom in, they're squares. This is not Mother Nature. That's all. It's not Mother Nature. And I so wish we had some way to get through to people, because it's heartbreaking to see how many people are being affected. And then when you come across comments from subscribers who say, you know, oh, God, man. And yeah, it's a very noisy area. Who write, you know, they've lived in New England for 64 years. They were driving in snow that is drivable, and they swung off the road because it's so slippery. That's because of, and I'll post a video showing you that they use these gels, the gels in these nanoballoons. But the nanoballoons come down to Earth. Could you be breathing it? Yeah, they're so tiny. Could you get them in your eye? Yeah. Could they make the road slippery? I think so. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I don't post great videos, but the information is what is important, and I appreciate everybody who has hung in with me. Thank you.